I wanted to start with a few search tactics. So if you search for two terms together, like if I search for regional consumption, what TeamSlide does in most search engines, it's looking for slides that have either word on them. If I run this, I get 89 results. And these slides could have either regional or consumption on them. They could be together, they could be spread apart on the slide. Now, TeamSlide will prefer slides that show both, have both terms, have them close together. But sometimes you may be looking for slides that just say those two words right next to each other. In that case, you can use quotes, as you might expect. And now it'll search for just slides that say regional consumption together. And if you look at these slides, you'll notice that in here, it's in the title on there. There are times, though, you want slides that talk about regional events, but maybe not consumption. And this is where you can put a minus sign. And so it'll find all the slides that have the word regional, but don't have consumption on them. So if we look at any of these slides, you'll find region or regional in there, but you won't find consumption. I should also say that TeamSlide does something called stemming. So if you search for regional, it'll find slides that say region. If you search for running is another example. It looks for similar words and finds these slides like that. So we call that a negative word or a minus word. And sometimes we have words that like must words that you must have. So you want slides that say, but maybe regional and consumption, but don't necessarily have to be together. So you can put plus signs in front of them and it'll find words that say both, but not necessarily together. And I'm guessing that this slide probably has those words somewhere, but not nearly together. But it'll also find slides that have them together, like here, regional consumption. We also support sort of the asterisks, the wildcard characters. If you search for SEC star, in our example, this finds words that say security or secure in here. So it's looking for any sort of letters after SEC. And so in this Wendy's slide, it says second quarter conference call. So it's finding that as well. So hopefully that provides you some really quick ways to help you narrow in on what you're looking for. Again, just remember when you search for multiple words, it's not an and operation, but an or. So it's searching for any of those words on those slides. And if you want to narrow that down, you can use the plus sign, you can use quotes, or the minus sign to focus in on the exact terms you're looking for. But sometimes that's just not enough. You get a lot of slides in your search and you're looking for a way to narrow in even further. That's when the filter comes into play. You can open it up right here. And you can filter by a number of properties, some of which are driven by your organization. So if your organization set up metadata and they made it filterable, you'll find that in here. So for example, we've made industry quality and service line filterable. And so now I can show me my slides associated with energy. What's happening here is in my content system, I have a bunch of slides that have been tagged with energy. And so TeamSlide's pulling that in and using that to help me filter it in here. If your organization uses tags, you'll be able to filter by them also. You can even filter by date modified. So show me the things that were newest, changed in the last 90 days, and you can focus in like that. If you're missing any of these properties, especially some of the standard ones like last modified date, just let us know and we can help you configure those. If I go back here, we also have some standard filters that are now available to everyone. So first is you can actually filter by layout name. So you can look at the TeamSlide, your slide master, and sort of focus in on the version you're looking for. So maybe your organization has a slide that you use internally and you use it with customers, and the customers ones might have a different master to them. So if you want that version, you can find that in here. And then lastly, we are starting to detect what's on a slide. So if you open up the content type filter, you can find and filter in on slides that have certain objects in them. So show me the one with more than 5 images, or the ones with a chart, or my favorite one, show me the one with a bar line combo chart. And it'll narrow in on those for you as well in there. So we're looking at the content on a slide and helping you filter your results based on what's on there. That's what the content type filter does. And that's essentially what the layout or slide master filters do. And then we look at metadata from your content system, like last modified date. Other examples might be folder or file name, and you can include all of that in here. And if those are not in there for you, just let us know and we can help you put them on there. And then some organizations have metadata and you can make those all filterable also. And that's roughly it. But if anyone has any questions,
We do
had
have
to
a
kind of
question that came through. So when using the keywords, it doesn't just check the slide content, but also the notes of that slide, right? Can it also read a table or graph words and titles if they are live? So not pictures, which nothing can read, I think.
Yes. So it'll
Yeah.
search any text on the slide, whether it's in a chart, even a chart label, chart title, your notes. It's searching through all of that as well. And then you can configure it to make some metadata searchable. So for example, if you have the file name and you want to make that searchable, you can include that in the property settings, and now file name is also made searchable in that case. Or if you have a certain property in your content system that you want to make searchable, you can configure TeamSlide to make that property searchable. And I see a few more questions. Let me try and open up the chat. So Yana, where do we create the slide master names? We're actually not creating them. They're coming from your files. So the slide masters are in your files. And so if you want that filter, we can help you turn it on. But the values of that filter are coming from your content. Adam, great question regarding alt text. I don't believe we're reading alt text today, but I'll make note of that for our team because I think that's a great suggestion.
Oh, we do have one more question.
Yeah, adding tags to the slides. So there are a couple of ways to add tags to slides. TeamSlide allows you to add metadata to your content, and that can come in multiple ways. The first is any metadata you have in your content system, which is going to be on a file level, can be pulled into TeamSlide, and you can make it searchable, filterable, browsable in there. So if you use SharePoint and you have columns, we can take those values and use them in TeamSlide. Or if you have Box and you have tags in Box, we can pull them in. Now, if that's not sufficient, you can also tag individual slides in TeamSlide, and you can do it through the interface in here. But this is great for doing 1 or 2 slides. You can't do many slides in here. But if you go into the slide details, try that again. And if you go into the slide details, you can go in here and you can adjust any of the metadata directly in here. So I can click the pencil and then change tags, add tags, and put them in here. And like I said, that's great for 1 slide, but it's not going to be great for doing many slides. If you have many slides that you want to tag, you can then come to the browser, and I'll just log in into our account. In here, we have a batch edit section. If you go to batch edit, and then you can run a search. I'll just search for everything for now. And you can select the slides you want to tag, and you can add tags like this. And so that becomes a quick way to tag many slides. And then once slides are tagged, a tag is a searchable field. If you search for auto, you can see the ones I tagged have come up. Tags are also browsable, so you can click on tags and say, show me all my tags, and we should find auto in here. So just taking a step back, metadata can come from your content system and be pulled into TeamSlide. You can add tags on a slide level in TeamSlide. And then, as we were sort of saying, we're also automatically detecting things on a slide and making them usable, like show me the ones with the bar line combo chart or filtering by the slide master name in here. Before we end, we are releasing some AI tools soon. We're hoping to have a beta release in a couple of weeks. If anyone's interested in access to the beta, let us know. It'll do things like you press the button to generate a slide title, or press the button to convert text to bullets, or write an executive summary of a deck for you. So if you're interested, yes, let me know. We'll have the beta release available, and I think that'll start to help a lot of people. Instead of using ChatGPT and going there, it brings the tools inside PowerPoint and accessed with a simple button on there.